Well, good morning, and thank you. My name is Ben Cabanas. I lead our APJ technology teams for AWS across Asia Pacific and Japan. It is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome you to AI Industry Week Korea. Today, we're going to explore the most transformative shift in technology since the internet itself. We're going to see how Amazon applies these innovations in our own operations. We'll hear from Korean customers already transforming their businesses. And then I'm going to show you the tools to harness this capability in your own organizations. For decades, we've codified logic into applications through programming languages. But something very fundamental has shifted. Natural language can now create applications and drive behavior. This isn't just incremental improvement. It is a paradigm shift affecting every industry right now. The numbers tell the story. The global AI agent market has exploded from 5.4 billion in 2024 to what is projected to be about 236 billion by 2034. That's a compound annual growth rate of 45.8%. Enterprise adoption has jumped to 72% of organizations in 2024, with generative AI adoption nearly doubling to 65% of respondents regularly using AI. Knowledge, it's now embedded directly into these models, giving them capabilities that mirror human reasoning. We've evolved from simple mathematical regression, statistical analysis, to systems that process, that synthesize, and they act like expert humans. The latest models make reasoning programmable. Instead of manually wiring each and every step, models can now determine the outputs and the intermediate steps dynamically at runtime. They leverage tools and data sources, figuring out what they need along the way to go and accomplish those tasks. Now, this reasoning capability allows applications to succeed across much broader domains and operate autonomously for extended periods of time. This evolution brings us to one of the most impactful innovations of all, which is AI agents. AI agents are autonomous systems that reason, that plan, that act, and they also adapt to complete tasks on your behalf. You can do research, bill payment, enterprise application management. They sense their environment, they convert objectives into executable steps, and continuously improve over time. This dramatic shift introduces service as software, where autonomous systems deliver services dynamically, rather than forcing users to adapt to static applications. The field of robotics is also advancing at a much faster pace due to the speed of AI development. This is bringing us an opportunity to converge the physical and the digital worlds together. But despite all of the amazing, incredible, fast progress of AI, it's also important to remember that there are foundational technologies that are also going to need to continue to advance and evolve at the same pace as AI so that they remain useful, so that AI can remain useful and be practical. Compute power, GPUs, storage, data, and of course, global connectivity, they're all going to need to evolve to keep pace with this technology. And AI doesn't just stop at software. It's moving into the physical world, through what we call embodied AI. Robots that can see, that can think, that can act in real-world environments. So let me give you a concrete example, and this is from our own operations at Amazon. Since 2012, Amazon has deployed over 750,000 robots across our global network. In July, we reached another historic milestone, our 1 millionth robot deployed. And these aren't just simple machines. They're AI-powered systems that sort, lift, and carry packages alongside our human workers. Every day, more than 500,000 robots are active in our fulfillment centers. They support approximately 75% of our customer orders worldwide. You can see that machine learning and AI is optimizing their paths, their picking routes, their coordination with human workers. The results? Packages shipped per employee increased from 175 in 2015 to 3,870 in 2024. That is a 20x productivity improvement. Our most advanced fulfillment centers are achieving 25% cost reductions. And Morgan Stanley is projecting $10 billion in annual savings by 2030. But there's also a challenge. How do you train these robots if you don't have enough real-world data? And this is where AI helps AI. We use synthetic environments to simulate the physical world digitally. Take our Proteus robot. This is Amazon's first fully autonomous warehouse robot. Using NVIDIA's Isaac Sim, we were able to create photorealistic simulations to train Proteus. The result? We improved marker detection from 88.6% to 98% and reduced development time from months to days. Our Deep Fleet AI Foundation model, which we also launched in July this year, now coordinates robot movements across our entire fulfillment network, improving travel efficiency by 10%. Now, I'm not sure that you saw this in the first video, but there was a robot with some suction cups that was picking up packages. And robots with suction cups are really impressive. But what if they actually could feel? What if they had a real sense of touch, tactile capability? Well, I'd like you to meet Vulcan. This is our first robot at Amazon with true finesse and a true sense of touch. In our fulfillment centers, items are stored in fabric pods, and they're in these compartments about a third of a meter square. Each one of those compartments holds up to about 10 items, and historically, this has been really difficult for robots to be able to navigate. It's been super challenging to go reach into those compartments and pick out the right thing, but also do that without potentially damaging that item. Vulcan knows when it makes contact, how much force it's applying, and can also manipulate objects very delicately to avoid damage. It's now handling approximately 75% of all item types that move through our fulfillment centers. This is iteration and innovation, working together to solve real-world problems. But let's step outside the fulfillment center for just a moment. You've probably heard of Amazon Go stores. You walk in, you grab what you need, and then you simply just walk out. There's no checkout, there's no lines. What is this? It's computer vision, it's deep learning, it's AI, all working together seamlessly in real time. Cameras and sensors track every single interaction. They ensure accurate billing through the Amazon Go app. And we also now offer this Just Walk Out technology to other retailers. But let's dig a little bit deeper. So here you can see how our AI model sees customers moving through the store in real time. That's what you see on top. What's probably more interesting is what's on the bottom part. They look really real, but those are synthetic simulations of edge use cases. Like in this example, two customers reaching for the same item at the same time. That's a pretty complex scenario, but these simulations help train our models to handle those complex scenarios accurately. And leveraging those simulations is another example of using AI to improve AI. We apply that same strategy throughout our operations. That robot arm that you saw earlier, the one with the suction cups, it's also trained using AI simulations. This is embodied AI in action, using artificial intelligence to create smarter and more capable physical systems. You know, we're also entering a world where we need high-speed, low-latency connectivity everywhere, even in the most remote locations. And this is where Amazon's Project Kuiper comes in. We're launching 3,236 satellites into low Earth orbit to deliver blazing fast internet anywhere on Earth. These LEO, or low Earth orbit satellites, orbit much closer than traditional satellites do. And they reduce latency to just 30 to 50 milliseconds. That's essentially fiber-like performance from space. In addition to that, here's what makes it special. There's continuous near global coverage, steerable beams that can focus precisely where it's needed, small spot beams for higher signal strength, and a resilient, persistent, AI-driven network that adapts to present conditions. The network launches started in 2023, trials begin later this year, and half of the constellation is going to be active by mid-2026, mid-next year. And what do you get? You get a private, direct connection into your AWS cloud deployment. And this means that your applications and your machines can operate securely and reliably, even from the most remote locations. So now you've seen a small sample of how Amazon is applying technology to drive outcomes. Let's have a quick look at what some of our customers are building. So AWS provides 3 layers of AI services. Today, you can see how Korean companies in manufacturing, retail, and CPG industries are achieving innovation through AWS AI solutions. From an AWS infrastructure perspective, HD Hyundai Infracore established a SageMaker AI-based MLOps environment to launch intelligent construction machinery services, such as anomaly detection. Using Amazon Bedrock and agent frameworks, LG Electronics built an agentic AI system based on Amazon Bedrock. Through autonomous collaboration of 4 specialized AI agents, they reduced marketing data analysis time from 3 days to 30 minutes, achieving a 99% time reduction. Finally, in the AI application layer, Musinsa shared their case of transitioning from manual operations to building SRE, DevOps, FinOps systems that collaborate with AI. Using the Amazon QCLI and MCP, or Model Context Protocol, they implemented Kubernetes analysis, idle asset idle asset detection, cost report automation, and even developed their own cost analysis chatbot, all based on Amazon Bedrock. Well, let's play a little video here, and we'll listen to what some of our customers had to say directly about some of the solutions that they were building.
Upstage is the AI solution company. Our solution is easy to use and easy to scale up. When we discuss with the clients what they want, there is a specific need. They need a performance for specific use cases. If they use the open source version, the performance meets their needs, but it's very difficult for the cost-wise view. They need a small element to meet their needs. We think culturally aware the LLM is important because of the two things. One is the nuance difference between the language, and the second one is a corpus difference in each enterprise. That's why every enterprise wants some language model only for their own language.
Well, those are some pretty incredible testimonials from AWS customers and partners. Speed, experimentation, accelerating business outcomes. This is where Amazon Bedrock shines. So we're going to dive deeper into a few of these building blocks, and we'll start with Amazon Bedrock. Bedrock is the easiest way to build and scale AI applications with security, privacy, and responsible AI that's already built in. This includes managing integration of data, knowledge bases, guardrails for responsible and ethical AI checks, model distillation, fine-tuning, and prompt routing. Using Bedrock, you can easily experiment with and evaluate all of the leading foundation models and also privately customize them with your own data. Bedrock makes it really, really easy to use the latest and greatest foundation models from a consistent API in a true serverless fashion. Now, it looks like a lot of models. Why do we offer so many models? Because we know that there's not one single model that's going to fit every single use case. The enterprise market validates this approach. Only 3% of enterprises use a single language model. 34% use 2, 41% use 3, and 22% leverage 4 or more different providers. Bedrock's model catalog has expanded into completely new modalities as well, like video generation from Luma, models specialized for agentic workflows, like Writer, video understanding models from 12 Labs, and even speech-to-speech models using Amazon's own Novasonic. We offer open source and open weight models like OpenAI's GPT-OSS, Alibaba's Qwen models, all securely in your own VPC with Bedrock. True choice means access to the best tools for your specific needs. We've also achieved a lot of really, really significant technical improvements. For Claude 3.5 Haiku, for example, we reduced time to first token by 42% and increased output tokens per second by 77%. For Meta's Llama 3.1 70 billion model, the time to first token improved by 52%, output tokens per second increased by 354%. And just last week, we launched Amazon QuickSuite. QuickSuite combines research, analytics, workflow automation, all in one AI-powered workspace. It allows you to connect to enterprise data sources, to get answers, to create and generate insights, and also automate tasks through natural language, all in the same tool. Quick Suite gives you Quick Sight for analytics, Quick Flows and Quick Automate for agentic task automation, and then Quick Index for unified data access. One of my personal favorites is Quick Research, which gives you deep research capability and deep analysis, all with enterprise-grade security. At launch of Quick Suite, there's already 50 integrated built-in connectors to help you automate across a range of both internal as well as external systems. So let's dive a little bit deeper into agentic AI. This is, as we've stated, where AI moves beyond simple assistants and chatbots to actually completing some very complex tasks on your behalf. We've moved very, very rapidly through a few phases. The first one, generative AI assistants. They can follow rules. They can automate simple, repetitive tasks. Then we had Gen AI agents that started to address broader tasks and automate a little bit more, including, in some cases, entire workflows. And now we're in the area of agentic AI systems, fully autonomous, multi-agent systems that operate autonomously, but also mimic human logic and reasoning. This transformation is happening at unprecedented speed, as I'm sure you've all felt. McKinsey has identified that 90% of transformative AI use cases remain stuck in pilot mode. However, early adopters are also seeing remarkable results. This is not science fiction. It's happening now with less and less human oversight. I'm going to show you just a few simple examples. This is a very simple one. Anthropic last October released a beta version of computer use, along with their Claude 3.5 model. This was the first step in the direction of having AI agents use human interfaces. Here you can see how a simple prompt allowed the AI to open Google Sheets, find the right information from it, then insert it into a web-based search portal, which then submitted that into a request form. That's a very manual process if the human is doing that. Imagine applying this level of automation and intelligence to your manual data entry tasks, your reporting processes, or your compliance documentation. And a few months ago, we announced something we call Amazon Nova Act, and that is our agentic capability for web browsers. This SDK lets developers create agents that execute complex tasks by breaking them down into reliable atomic commands. We're moving well beyond language-based AI to practical multi-step task completion in digital environments. Another simple example. Here's Nova Act finding the cycling distance between 2 points using Google Maps. You can see it breaking down the task, executing each step, and delivering the results, all the while showing its reasoning along the way. So to help our customers choose the right approach to building agents, we support many open frameworks that take the heavy lifting out of building and orchestrating agentic AI applications. We've seen a lot of momentum with frameworks like Crew AI, LangGraph, and Llama Index. And we've also released the Strands Agents SDK, an open source framework that delivers a simple, model-driven approach to building agents and building them quickly. compared with frameworks that require the developers to define very, very complex workflows for their agents. Strands is very different. It simplifies agent development by embracing the capabilities of state-of-the-art reasoning models to plan, chain thoughts, call tools, and reflect. Strands Agents is provider agnostic while also having native tools, MCP servers, and integration with AWS services right out of the box. Because agents also have to be interoperable with tools, but also with other agents. Emerging standards like MCP and agent-to-agent protocol. They tackle these challenges with broad industry adoption from Anthropic, and Meta, and Google. These protocols connect agentic apps to data sources, tools, memory banks, and instead of every developer writing custom connections or bespoke integrations, providers create one MCP server interface for universal agent interaction. AWS is leaning in here. We're on steering committees for both MCP as well as A2A, contributing core components to the latest specs. But let's go a little bit deeper on MCP. Imagine having a universal connector for AI and AI agents, similar to a USB port. This would eliminate the need for manual and bespoke integrations with each data source. And this is where Model Context Protocol, proposed by Anthropic, comes into play. It serves as a standardized interface allowing AI agents to very seamlessly communicate with various platforms like Slack or Salesforce or even Google Drive. MCP offers a unified protocol for systems to interact with external tools, data sources, and services without the need for those bespoke integrations for each platform. Before MCP, every integration required a unique API, specific custom development. After MCP, AI agents use a unified protocol to interact with external tools and services. One standard interface for everything. I'm going to show you one more example. And this is a little bit of an art of the possible example. What you see here is an MCP server for Blender. If you're not familiar with Blender, that's totally okay. It's working together with Anthropic's Claude model to create a 3D scene for me based on a 2D picture that I provided to the tool. Blender is a free, it's an open source 3D creation and modeling suite for animation, visual effects, rendering, and more. Now, I am not a 3D designer. I am not proficient with 3D modeling tools. I tried Blender once and I found it horribly complex, and it was very, very overwhelming for me. But with an MCP server, AI can now manipulate Blender on my behalf, creating a 3D version. You can see how Claude is adding and changing all of the meshes associated with this 3D model. It then goes ahead and resizes them on my behalf and keeps comparing it with the input image that I provided to get to the final 3D scene that resembles the little poly jungle picture that I initially uploaded. Now, even though this is a simple example, it's a great example of AI operating existing software on my behalf, handling all the complex interactions that I couldn't manage for myself. Imagine this capability applied to your specialized software. But despite all these open source frameworks and protocols, and tools, and capabilities, getting agents to production is still too hard. And this is because of the dynamic and autonomous nature of agents and the effect that it has on how you build and operate them. This challenge is very real. 88% of enterprises improve their ability to deploy AI at scale, but nearly 60% expect less than 50% ROI from machine learning and generative AI initiatives. Only 5% of companies are self-stated future-built and achieving transformational returns, while 60% are realizing hardly any material value, despite very substantial investment. And that's why just yesterday, we announced the general availability of Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. Agent Core is a set of services to deploy and operate highly capable agents securely, at scale, using any framework or model. Agent Core is a step change for moving your agents from proof of concept to production with the scale, reliability, and security that is critical to real-world deployments. Agent Core serves as the foundational engine for building and deploying powerful AI agents within your existing environment. It enables seamless integration with APIs, databases, applications. It includes browser interfaces, code interpreters, identity management, memory systems, and full observability. Agent Core consists of 7 modular services designed to address the complete lifecycle of AI agent deployment. The beauty here is flexibility. You can use any model from Amazon's own Nova models to OpenAI, Meta, Anthropic, and more. This is the future of AI, seamlessly integrating AI agents into existing systems and workflows. So let's briefly walk through some of the capabilities of Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. First, there's Agent Core Runtime. Runtime is a secure, serverless runtime purpose-built for deploying and scaling dynamic AI agents and tools, regardless of framework, protocol, or the model that you choose. You can securely and reliably run any type of agent with workloads running up to 8 hours. That is the longest in the industry. Runtime is secure by design with built-in identity controls, and it's the only runtime today with complete session isolation. That provides dedicated compute environments per session with complete memory isolation to help prevent data leaks across agents. And it can scale up to thousands of agent invocation sessions in seconds. Next, you have Agent Core Memory. Agent Core Memory makes it easy for developers to build context-aware agents by handling full management of memory systems. Memory provides industry-leading accuracy along with support for both short-term memory as well as long-term memory, multi-turn conversations that persist across user sessions, and the ability to share memory stores across agents that are collaborating together. Now you can focus on building intelligent agents rather than what you don't want to do, which is managing memory systems. Next, agents need to securely access both agents and tools. With Agent Core Identity, we provide secure, centralized access management for AI agents that enables seamless integration with AWS resources, as well as third-party services. We provide each agent with a unique identity that allows them to operate with appropriate security controls and proper authorization across different systems, like external systems like GitHub or Salesforce. Agent Core also works with existing identity providers, so you don't have to go through a user migration or rebuild your authentication flows to be able to adopt Agent Core Identity. Then there's Agent Core Code Interpreter, which enables agents to write and execute code securely in sandbox environments. This is particularly useful for validating either code or even complex data analysis that's done on the fly by these agents. This is particularly useful if you reflect on some of the automation and the embodied AI and robotics that you saw earlier. You don't want to be testing that code on your live production line. The Agent Core browser tool provides a fast, secure, and scalable cloud-based browser that enables AI agents to interact with websites at scale. Now, most browser tools out there are tied to a specific model. Claude Sonnet's 3.5, 3.7, OpenAI's computer use preview. But Agent Core's browser tool is completely model agnostic. You have enterprise-grade security features, including VM-level isolation, as well as federated identity integration. These are all critical for carrying out tasks that require embedding secrets natively. Now, agents also need to be able to call all sorts of tools and data sources as they execute workflows. For this, we have Agent Core Gateway. Gives you a really easy and secure way to build, deploy, discover, and connect these tools and agents at scale. Developers can convert APIs, Lambda functions, existing services into MCP-compatible tools and make them available to these agents through gateway endpoints with just a few lines of code. And because you need a secure way to do this, it also connects automatically into Agent Core identity. And finally, Agent Core observability. This helps developers trace, debug, and monitor agent performance. It offers very detailed visualizations of each step in the agent workflow and enables developers to inspect an agent's execution path. It allows you to audit and inspect intermediate outputs from some of the reasoning, as well as debug performance bottlenecks and failures. Agent Core also emits telemetry data in standardized OpenTelemetry compatible format. So you can easily integrate this with your existing monitoring and observability stack. Building specialized AI agents in-house requires expertise across multiple domains, from large language models to specific business functions. No organization can be an expert in everything, nor should they be. And just as today's software ecosystem thrives on third-party APIs, tomorrow's AI agents are going to need to integrate specialized capabilities from across organizations, providers, and systems. What is needed is a trusted source that brings together builders and buyers of AI capabilities in a centralized, secure, and a governed way. And that's why we launched the AI agents and tools in the AWS Marketplace. This is a trusted source for discovering and deploying AI agent solutions from our expert AWS partner community and the world's leading AI providers. You now have access to a centralized catalog of AI agents, tools, solutions, and services from popular vendors, and get the benefit of a seamless API-based deployment using MCP, using A2A, and can also deploy pre-built agents and tools with Agent Core Runtime and Agent Core Gateway. AWS Marketplace now includes solutions and expertise from AWS partners like Anthropic, like Deloitte, like Salesforce, and other capabilities such as pre-built agents and agent tools, MCP servers, knowledge bases, professional services for AI strategy, agent development solutions, and software with embedded agentic capabilities. Together, Agent Core and the AWS Marketplace enables more than the sum of their parts. Customers can deploy and scale Agent Core native pre-built agents and tools from the AWS Marketplace on Agent Core Runtime. And then with just a few lines of code, They can allow your agents to securely connect to ready-to-integrate solutions from AWS Marketplace with the Agent Core Gateway. So now you can test and run AI agent solutions from a range of vendors, then quickly push to production and scale. Now, while models and infrastructure change how organizations build, agentic solutions transform how businesses operate. The true power of agentic AI lies in its ability to reshape workflows and human productivity across entire industries. We're making this transformation accessible to more organizations through pre-built agentic solutions. And we're just going to dive quickly into a few of these areas, starting with software development. AI and agentic AI solutions are changing the way that software is being developed and transforming the entire software development lifecycle. In July, we announced the preview launch of Kiro. Kiro is a new agentic IDE that helps you go from concept to production through a simplified developer experience. By combining the speed and ease of natural language prompting with the discipline of high-quality software engineering practices, Kiro helps you generate scalable and easy-to-maintain code that you can deploy to production with confidence. Let's take a look. Traditionally, writing specs is a very time-consuming and challenging process to keep up to date over time for developers. Kiro allows you to quickly develop specs with natural language, which it uses then to generate plans, order the set of steps that it needs to go and complete, identify all of the dependencies, and then link back to those original requirements. Kiro transforms specifications from static documents into living, self-documenting sources of truth that evolve over time from initial concept to production code. Also has agent hooks. Hooks are event-driven automations that trigger whenever you take a certain action, like save, delete, or create a file. You can even define your own custom manual triggers. Hooks enable you to turn these manual, tedious tasks in development workflows into automated workflows, like automatically updating your tests as soon as you edit your code. You can refresh the documentation when you add a new API endpoint to your application. In addition to Kiro, we also have QDeveloper. QDeveloper is our AI coding assistant that can be integrated directly into your IDE of choice, or used directly from the command line as a CLI. I personally use the QDeveloper CLI day in and day out, nearly the entire day. It's a fantastic solution. QDeveloper handles everything from authoring features, code completion, security scanning, and more. And we're constantly evolving QDeveloper, making it increasingly agentic, bringing it to more places by collaborating directly with partners like GitLab, and very soon, more IDEs like JetBrains. And while Kiro and Amazon QDeveloper are transforming how we build software, we also hear from developers that they struggle to take full advantage of AI tools in the development process. We've heard from many organizations that they have a bunch of AI tools, yet they're not getting the right outcomes, or they're not shipping the right features any faster. And so to help developers and product teams address these challenges, in August this year, we announced the new AI-driven development lifecycle methodology, which is an open source methodology designed to help customers take advantage of these new AI tools, like Strands, like Kiro, and QDeveloper. We've worked with over 100 organizations to validate this methodology, and they're seeing some incredible acceleration as a result. We also announced the AI-driven builders community with founders and founding members from IBM, from Wipro, from Persistent, and more to continue to evolve this approach. Instead of shoehorning AI tools into current development frameworks, the AI DLC reimagines software development with AI capabilities at its core. Human intervention and oversight are integrated at every step of the development lifecycle. And at each stage, AI generates a plan to tackle the task at hand, outlining its approach to the challenge. Humans review and validate the plan, address any issues, and then make necessary enhancements. And then once that's finalized, AI is directed to execute the approved plan. But using coding tools to develop, to migrate, and modernize your systems is perfectly acceptable. But it can also, for many organizations, also be really repetitive. And that's why we built AWS Transform, a migration and modernization agent with 19 years of experience of breakthroughs, challenges, and transformations. At AWS, we've seen just about everything. So we took what we learned, we packaged it into AWS Transform to make modernization as easy as possible for you across the .NET framework, VMware, as well as mainframe migrations. So let's take a quick look at how Transform can help for each of these. First, there's modernizing Windows .NET applications to Linux and .NET Core. Transform automatically discovers incompatibilities, it generates a plan for you, and can also refactor the source code on your behalf. Using Transform has helped developers modernize their .NET apps up to 4 times faster and cut the cost of Windows licensing by up to 40% by moving off of Windows. Next is VMware. Transform agents simplify and automate on-premises app discovery, wave planning, and orchestration for the end-to-end migration process for VMware VMs. The results speak for themselves. One customer, CSL Behring, has seen a 10x improvement in application discovery as well as wave planning, removing thousands of hours of migration time. Transform can even assist with modernizing complex mainframe applications, starting first with IBM ZOS. Mainframe projects that used to take years to complete can now be completed in months. Since we launched this in GA in mid-May, AWS Transform has helped customers and partners analyze more than 128 million lines of code since that launch. So let me wrap things up, and I'll summarize what we've covered because it has been a lot. AI and agents are changing everything. And they're changing everything faster than we've ever seen before. AWS gives you all of the tools that you need to take advantage of this rapid change, as well as drive value for your business and your organization. We took a look at how Amazon has harnessed this technology, how important it is to ensure we continue to innovate with building blocks like connectivity, like storage, like infrastructure, and compute. We covered the importance of choice with Amazon Bedrock, the primitives of Amazon Bedrock Agent Core that help you accelerate your agentic use cases and also remove that undifferentiated heavy lifting. We looked at new agent frameworks, as well as new ways to build, modernize, and migrate software and applications. I hope you have an opportunity to dive deeper on both the technology as well as the industry use cases throughout this event today. Thank you all very much for being here. Have a great day ahead.